Welcome to Look Back on Double Tap. Here's a quick recap on all the action you might have missed in the most recent Nesa launch event. So sit back and enjoy. It all started in our Swiss group stage, where each team had to play a best of one. Our first game was Creep Score Legends taking on Nobody and Chuckle, in a game that went to overtime, where Chuckle managed to clutch it out in a 2v1. That was followed by Voxy and Ethanol, taking a comfortable win against Team Anti-Luke in a 16-10 victory, with a nice 1v1 clutch to finish the game. The last game of round 1 was a close one, where Team Buy One Get One Free managed to squeeze a 16-14 victory out of Team Rush B. And with Team D Gwahid getting a bye for being our highest seed, that concluded our games for round 1 of Swiss. Things started spicing up in round 2 as we had Team D Gwahid taking on Voxy and Ethanol on Vertigo. It was a nail-biting best of 1, where Team D Gwahid took a narrow 16-14 victory. On the flip side, we had Nobody and Chuckle taking a good win over Buy One Get One Free, with Nobody getting the final kill and a quick defuse from Chuckle. And just like that, our first group games were finished, leading us on to our second group, where we had Creep Score Legends taking on Team Anti-Luke and Team Rush B being awarded a bye. We had Mist showing us his AWP skills as he picked up a nice 2-piece to end the game 16-12 against Team Anti-Luke. And that was it for round 2, but let's get on to round 3 of our Swiss stage. We had D Gwahid taking on Nobody and Chuckle, but D Gwahid pulled off an impressive victory, with the Agile clutching up with a double kill to end the map. And with that win, Team D Gwahid secured their spot in the semi-finals, ending the Swiss stage 3-0. Next up we had Voxy and Ethanol taking on Team Rush B, and Creep Score Legends taking on Buy One Get One Free. Voxy and Ethanol weren't messing around, and took a dominant 16-2 win against Team Rush B. We had another comfortable win from Creep Score Legends, winning 16-11 versus Buy One Get One Free. And with Team Anti-Luke getting a bye, that concluded round 3. Now round 4 we move on to our best of 3s, with each team that had won 2 games being awarded a map advantage, which meant they only needed to win 1 game to qualify for the semi-finals. We had Anti-Luke securing a game against Nobody and Chuckle, but in the end they fell short at Dust 2, where Nobody and Chuckle won 16-12. We also had another quick dominant victory from Ethanol and Voxy, securing a 16-5 victory against Buy One Get One Free. We then had the face-off between Rush B and Creep Score Legends, with Rush B forcing Game 3 with a huge 16-3 victory. The last map was very close, going into overtime.
Very often, the double nade and the smoke, and he's already on bomb. 2 seconds left, 1 second left, and he's able to go forward and gets the kills!
And there we have it. We had our 3 teams joining Team D Gwahid in the semi-finals. And that concluded our Swiss stage, which leads us on to our fixtures for our final day of Double Tap. Our first semi-final fixture was Voxy and Ethanol taking on Nobody and Chuckle in our first best of 3 series, followed by D Gwahid taking on Creep Score Legends. Let's check out some of the final moments of each game with our casters.
Here.
Delete. Does take Ethanol down to 9 HP, so will we see one of the classics, the clutch from Chuckle? We'll have to wait to see it, and that is game.
That is game number 1. 1-0 victory.
The second game seems a repeat of game 1, with another impressive performance from Voxy and Ethanol.
Or Chuckle. Can he bring any more clutch factors to this game? This is his last moment in the tournament to do that. Voxy flashed by his teammate. And taking this round win. Let's game match point, and that means Voxy and Ethanol are our first ranked finalists.
Well played to Voxy and Ethanol, who were our first team to secure a spot in the finals, taking a 2-0 victory over Nobody and Chuckle, knocking them out of the tournament. It was also played for in our second semi-final as Team D Gwahid took on Creep Score Legends with a last-minute substitution with the absence of Yajul.
I think it's been very interesting. I think what we've seen from D Gwahid, their composition of the team, of Yajul running around Simply Square holding it down the site, I don't know if we're going to see that. Now, have Creep Score Legends been preparing to play against Yajul and all the crazy things that he does, and all that's going to have to be thrown out the window. All the demos and what the hours of preparation that put into this, it's all for nothing.
The first game was very close, with D Gwahid taking a slight edge and securing game 1.
Taking a sweet time. It's going to fall apart for them. It looks like it finally has. Their time was coming. Square.
Once that
eliminating
defuse.
freaking guns. winning this game. That's the first map. A lot closer than we first thought it might be.
Game 2 was even closer, where it even went into overtime, but yet again Deaguahid came in clutch near the end of the game to pull off the win.
Finishes off this game cleanly. That is going to be 19-15, and that is the end of our semi-final. We have our two grand finalists for you now, and they were two pretty decent games. Both games very, very close. Definitely not what we expected in the slightest, to be honest with you.
Our finalists were then decided: Foxy and Ethanol versus Deaguahid in the grand final. Deaguahid started off strong, with Simply Square picking up a nice 2-piece to start the game.
Early 2 kills.
And Simply Square.
The man,
Setting the pace early.
just in our interview, only 15-20 seconds ago, he walked into this 2 headshots. It's like he's just been seeing them the whole time.
Foxy and Ethanol were quick to fire back, with good teamwork gaining back-to-back rounds.
What are you doing? Holding that ramp, making sure Deaguahid isn't getting anything, making sure their backs are clear. As Ethanol throws a flash over. He goes for the swing, spots both. He can terrace out. Got her a lovely shot there from Foxy just to remove from the round. The post plant's being played by Foxy and Ethanol. It's so nice to see.
In the end, Voxy and Ethanol managed to maintain a strong lead on Vertigo, taking the game 16-8, with Voxy clutching up the last round.
You won now. Simply Square 27. Oh,
Made that 5 HP.
and that is the end of this first map. 16-8. Not as close as I thought it might be.
Voxy and Ethanol were 1 game up, taking us into the second game on Overpass.
Plays out Simply Square and Chicken God on A site, both playing quite aggressive here, trying to push this toilet's control. Foxy takes out Simply Square. He thinks he's boosted for loads, but he's actually done 5 damage to him. 35 damage to him. That's another headshot. Here we
This
go.
is what we like to see.
It begins.
But Ethanol's just sticking it.
It's 10
But it is a 10-second defuse. So he is forced to push Jingo. Jingo must hear him now. Ethanol playing close. Jingo knows he's not on it now, and there's no time for Ethanol to use it. And that's what we're talking about. These annoying plays in toilets, which our teams are just going to abuse. And as a CT, you don't have many options to yourself.
Deaguahid started off strong, with Simply Square flexing his AWP skills.
Flashes everywhere.
On site, Simply Square finding kills left, right, and centre. He's peeking around that pillar, getting 2 kills for himself. Lovely play from him.
Foxy and Ethanol bounced back, showing us their strong teamwork and tactical positioning.
Actually, a kind of plan for them. I was going to say it wasn't plan too well for them, but it's not on default. I don't expect 2 players to be there. He knows at least 1 is, and now look at them. Look at the T's here. Almost deciding to go for the aggressive play. So they're going to wait for Simply Square to make the call. Yeah, it's just such a difficult round for him to win there. Very nicely played by Roxy and Ethanol.
Deaguahid managed to stay strong, however, and take the game 16-9, with Simply Square clutching an impressive 2v1 in the last round.
I like the aggressiveness from them this round again. Pushing off. Cool off by Ethanol.
Looks like Foxy's aware. Not even able to get the first shot. Simply Square on 15 HP is able to flick to Ethanol and take us to the third and final map.
The deciding game took place on Mirage, with an explosive start from both teams, showing us just how close some of these rounds were.
Simply Square waiting for him to jump down, takes him out. 1v1 situation, Foxy versus Simply Square. The tags are coming in, Simply down to 39 health. They're shooting away at each other, there's no headshots coming out, but time is running out on the bomb. Simply Square just running around the bomb site, not giving Foxy a chance. Winning the round of this game in the grand final, map 3.
Simply Square playing it to perfection, forcing Foxy to do everything. Every angle he swing, Simply Square was going the opposite. And God with a quick peek. Looks like it's been a flash. Foxy full blind! And he's able to get the headshot onto Chicken. Simply Square returns favor with a deagle, and Ethanol is of course there.
The high-level tempo of these rounds made for a nail-bitingly close game, with scores remaining very even throughout.
Ethanol abusing one of these CT smokes, playing on top of Ticket. Spots out Chicken God, but Simply Square's there for the trade. Now all up to Foxy. We've seen these two go at it time and time again in these 1v1 situations.
Running out of time though. He needs to peek him. Wasn't quite sure where to peek there.
The game was close right till the end. However, with a brilliant play from Ethanol picking up a 2-piece in the final round, secured the victory for his team.
Ethanol gonna walk into this. Oh, he's gonna take out a little bit of team damage there, but that secures our game, and that we now have our very first double tap champions, and that, my friends, is Voxy and Ethanol.
And there we have our champions. Thank you so much for everyone that got involved, whether that was playing, watching, or following the event in general. Let's leave off with some final words from our winners and casters.
I really enjoyed this tournament, and I hope you guys do something similar soon, because I would most likely participate. It's been very fun.
There you have it. Thanks so much for the interview, guys. Thanks so much for everyone who took part. That's been Double Tap from us. Any final words to sign us off, Reese?
No, I'm just glad Sam finally learned how to use the A1S spray control, and I'm glad he finally got a double tap. Very happy for him. Very happy for him. I'm very happy for Ethanol.